more and to stimulate the hearing nerve directly.
Why should people with hearing loss seek treatment through the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network?
We have an experienced team of audiologists, ENT physicians, and neuro-otologists who will thoroughly evaluate your hearing. Based on the type and degree of hearing loss, whether it be mild, moderate, or severe, we will recommend a hearing treatment option that will best fit your hearing needs and will help you to meet your personal goals.
She's Jamie Jensen. Jamie, thank you for being with us today. To find a doctor who's right for you, visit Froedtert.com.
How do we keep our prices so low? That's easy. We've removed the middlemen. Yep, most landscape suppliers have a couple of them in there, and that's okay. But each one of those men in the middle means a higher cost for your mulch, decorative stone, flagstone, and boulders. Feel free to check around. For the quality of our products, you won't find better prices. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You know, most mulch is reclaimed from landfills, but Erickson's mulch is ground from whole trees. Yep, we process the mulch ourselves to keep the prices nice and low, and use only premium colorant so the beautiful look of new mulch lasts. At Erickson's, we never skimp, and that's why first-time shoppers become repeat customers. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests. Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Friday, March 21st. Your top story not being released just yet.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Travel disruptions at Europe's busiest airport.
Increasing clouds and breezy today. Chance for an afternoon or evening shower. High of 55. Wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Cold tonight. Slight chance of rain. Wintry mix possible and a low of 26. It is 37 and sunny in Milwaukee at 11:01. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, Slenderman attacker Morgan Geyser will need to wait a little longer for conditional release.
A hearing scheduled for today was canceled as Wisconsin Community Services continues working on Geyser's conditional release plan. That plan will transition her from Winnebago Mental Health Institute to a group home where she'll remain under supervision and undergo periodic reevaluations. Geyser has lived at the Health Institute since 2017 after she was found not guilty by reason of mental defect in the stabbing of her 12-year-old friend Peyton Leitner. A new review hearing is set for April 28th. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
More charges for former Greenfield police officer accused of invasion of privacy. 42-year-old Fernando Bustos of Greendale faces 8 more felony charges. He's accused of recording underage girls during his time as a security coordinator at Cristo Rey Jesuit High School in Milwaukee. Police found nearly 400 videos from a camera hidden in the high school girls' locker room, dating back to May of 2024. Bustos has pleaded not guilty to one previous charge. He's due back in court April 16th.
The U.S. Marshals Service has begun ramping up its warnings to federal judges over the threats they're increasingly facing. ABC's Stephen Portnoy is covering.
Some of the warnings have been issued in writing by the Marshals Service, others verbally. Sources say threats against federal judges have increased in the past few weeks as courts have slowed or ruled against the administration in its efforts to shutter federal agencies, ramp up deportations, and end birthright citizenship. Administration allies, senior White House aides, and President Trump himself have begun calling out judges by name, arguing some should be impeached as a result of their decisions.
Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts previously warned of threats to federal judges.
Power is back on in one terminal at London's Heathrow Airport after a fire at an electricity substation. Terminals 2 and 4 at the airport had lost all power because of the blaze. Heathrow shut down the airport to all arriving and departing flights until at least midnight local time. More than 1,300 flights across the globe have been impacted by this, and the impacts, they're going to be felt for several days. Authorities don't know yet what caused the fire, but they say they haven't found any evidence that it's suspicious.
A Waterford teen faces a long road ahead after being paralyzed in an out-of-state car crash.
Waterford junior Evelyn Laux, known as Evie, has always been the light in the room. Her dad, Tighe.
She's very active, very outgoing. She loves to play sports, go hunting, fishing.
Evie was involved in a single-car crash in Nebraska and left paralyzed. Her road ahead will be long and expensive, according to her mom, Connie.
It's not like a typical person that can just walk to the next room to get ready in the mornings. It's all going to be quite a challenge for her.
Her parents say Evie is slowly coming to grips with her new reality. John Mercure, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is currently down about 275 points today at 41,679. NASDAQ is off about 130 at 17,562. S&P 500 off about 40 points today at 5618. For sound financial advice from a fee-only fiduciary, it's Annex Wealth Management. Go to annexwealth.com and click on the Get Started button today.
We're going dancing next. Sports, traffic, and weather right after this. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:04.
Please, please, please.
Hear that? That's shady Brad Schimmel on his knees begging for money from wealthy billionaires who want to buy Wisconsin's Supreme Court.
I have to crawl around begging people.
And the more Brad Schimmel begs,
please, please, please,
the more they shell out. Because everyone knows shady Brad Schimmel is for sale.
I have to crawl around begging people.
After all, Schimmel cut a crooked plea deal with a man caught with child pornography after his lawyer gave Schimmel thousands in campaign cash. What could have been a 25-year sentence was dropped to just 3 years for that sick predator. So it's no wonder billionaires want shady Brad Schimmel on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. They've seen Schimmel help his campaign donors, just like he did for that criminal's lawyer.
I have to invest in knee pads.
Brad Schimmel, if you're listening, get up off your knees. You're embarrassing yourself. Paid for by the Justice Project.
Please, please, please.
Not authorized by any candidate or candidate's agent or committee.
Please, please, please.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
It's time to take action to stop your sleep struggle. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. 16 games on the tournament schedule today. 4 will be played at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. Marquette Golden Eagles are in Cleveland. They'll square off against New Mexico for a 6:25 tip. Head coach Shaka Smart on what it takes to win in the month of March.
There's a lot of things that go into winning, but most importantly, being in a good place, being connected with each other, having the clarity of mind and the freedom to go out there and make plays. Because it does feel different when you're coaching in the postseason or playing in the postseason.
Here tonight's game on 94.5 ESPN. The Badgers earned an 85-66 first-round win over Montana. They will face BYU Saturday evening. Tournament updates brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. And 5 games on the Cactus League schedule for the Brewers remain, including tonight against the Diamondbacks. You can hear the game on WTMJ. Coverage begins at 8 o'clock.
Let's check out those roads with your TMJ. Johnson & Sons paving time-saver traffic. No big crashes. Fantastic news. We do have a couple disabled vehicles, and I want to let you know about 2 of them because they are in busy areas. I-43 North at Michigan Street in downtown Milwaukee. The shoulders are blocked due to a disabled vehicle there. It actually looks like there are 2 cars that are off to the side of the road in that case. Also, I-43 North and Michigan Street. Shoulders are blocked. Here's the other one I want to let you know about. 794 East at the ramp from I-43 North. Left shoulder is blocked to a car that's broken down there. Just a heads up as you're traveling through, and we know we have a lot of visitors in town as well, too, for the NCAA tournament.
Enjoying a decent day. Sun is out, about 48 degrees right now, on our way up to 55. Maybe a shot of a PM shower later this evening. Wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Cold tonight, a low of 26. Tomorrow's high just 37, and a little bit of a warm-up on Sunday with a high of 47. Rain-snow mix is likely. Monday's high 43, Tuesday's high 44. So kind of a drop-off here after you get beyond today. 48 and sunny in Milwaukee at 11:08.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
Hey, kind of a cool buzz in the city today, right? Tournament games set to pop off here at Fiserv Forum. 12:30, the first game starts. Iowa State's going to be on the floor. Kentucky's in town. Ole Miss, North Carolina. If you play around on social media, Jessica, you see a variety of things. Number one, the team buses, which are very bold. Kentucky, North Carolina, it is not difficult to know if you are behind those players and that coaching staff.
Yeah, rolling into work today, I saw the Kentucky bus. That was fun. It's a Go Big Blue. I kind of shouted it out for them since my team's not in it this year. Yeah. It's exciting. And then last night, just walking out of the 3rd Street Market Hall here after work, going to my car, I kind of just walked a little bit slower, just to give you an idea. We're up on the 2nd floor. Our studios are on the 1st floor, but our main office is on the 2nd floor. So I walked out, and then you can look down into the market. And it's always a cool sight.
Yeah.
But I kind of walked a little bit slower, and I was checking everybody out because there was just a different buzz. It was fun because people are ready for March Madness.
We went to get a Starbucks earlier today. Gina and I made the walk over the Skywalk, and Lipscomb had taken over the lobby space in the Hyatt. And they had balloons and banners and all that kind of stuff. Lipscomb from Nashville, Tennessee, for those keeping score at home.
It's fun to welcome all those people from out of town here to Milwaukee.
Definitely. 4 games on the schedule today. Action continues on Sunday. It's 11:10, and we're following a few big stories here this morning.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, an offer for Wisconsin voters. Elon Musk's Political Action Committee is offering voters here in the Badger State $100 to sign a petition expressing their opposition to activist judges. Axios was the first to report this offer today. And this is a cause that President Trump is pressing as judges block or delay parts of his big agenda. Talk about Musk and his money. This is considerable wealth being thrown behind the president's priorities, including our upcoming election on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. The April 1st election will determine how the bench tilts in our swing state here. Meanwhile, Musk is expected to visit the Pentagon today. New York Times reports he'll get briefed on a top-secret U.S. plan for a potential war with China. The briefing could be a sign his role in the administration is expanding. ABC's chief global affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz has a look ahead.
Elon Musk will be at the Pentagon. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth denying the meeting will be about China war plans. Instead, Hegseth saying it will be an informal meeting about innovation and efficiencies. Although an official did tell ABC News that China would at least be mentioned in this meeting, and the meeting would be with the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Now, Elon Musk is calling the story pure propaganda. He says leakers will be prosecuted.
Number 2, underway from Madison, the semifinals of the Division 5 WIAA boys basketball tournament from the Kohl Center. Abundant Life Christian School is playing Sheboygan Lutheran. Abundant Life Christian School with an opportunity for a state title 3 months after a school shooting rocked the community. Abundant Life Christian 2 wins away from hoisting a gold ball.
Basketball just seemed like such a trivial thing at the time. We needed basketball. Our school needed it. We needed it ourselves as players and coaches. Our fans needed it just to make it to state. It's like, wow. It's like a fairy tale.
That's head coach Mike Thies, who joined us on Tuesday's show. So the season had begun. The shooting happened on December 16th. School was closed until after January. Christmas break is certainly kind of a shutdown time for the school anyway and the basketball team. But when they came back, they had to find different gyms to practice in. Ultimately, home games became the thing for the community to rally around. And talking to Coach Thies, he said the attendance at the home games, even the away games, was remarkable. They had never seen anything like it.
Yeah, and this is a basketball team that they were good last year. They knew they could get here. But then you throw a school shooting into the mix and everything that impacted these kids. I mean, the players, the coaches as well. I mean, that's huge. So, yeah, everybody rooting for them today.
Yeah, best of luck to everybody participating here. This is just one of the semifinal matchups, and Sheboygan Lutheran does have a lead right now, 29-19. Keep you updated on that game throughout the course of the day.
Number 3, a new warning for parents about children's car seats. ABC's Sherry Preston has the details you need to know today.
A knockoff handbag is one thing. A knockoff car seat, quite another.
If it's a dupe of a car seat, your baby might not survive a crash that they could have survived.
Child safety experts like Dr. Alyssa Bayer say counterfeit car seats are flooding online retailers. ABC News showing Dr. Bear a couple of seats listed on Amazon and Temu.
I am not seeing any mention of the brand name. Sometimes price can be a red flag.
Approved car seats will always have a certification sticker, she says. Both retailers have now removed those seats for sale. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Here in Wisconsin, the law says children have to be in a car seat until they reach the age of 4 and 40 pounds. They have to be in a booster seat until they reach the age of 8 and are more than 80 pounds or taller than 4'9". So, Greg, I was asking you, in your house, one of the girls still in a booster seat.
Yeah, so and my daughter Kendall is, she's 8 years old, and she's over 4 feet tall, but especially in my vehicle, it's the back seat's just a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
So the seatbelt ends up crossing her neck, which is what you don't want, right? You want it to cross your chest. That's part of the reason. And she's light, right? She's kind of a lightweight little girl. Our other daughter, Riley, is quite a bit taller at this point anyway. She's also 18 months older.
Right.
She is not in a car seat or a booster at this time. She meets the thresholds, most of them, I think, anyway. I'm just trying to remember back to when I was a kid. I don't remember booster seats. I remember car seats, and then I think maybe when I was 3, no more car seats. That was it. You just ride in the back seat.
Yeah, well, the laws have changed, and I looked up the law in Wisconsin because each state has different laws as well. So just in case, for new parents, if you're thinking about this and you didn't know the law yet, now you know.
11:15 on WTMJ, marijuana and heart disease. Is there a link here? Pretty significant study, be it medicinal or recreational. We dive in with Jim Ryan after this.
He's going to fire up a 3 for the win, and he hit it! Game time has arrived! Lobs to Giannis, who flushes it in with one hand. Lillard, three-pointer for the lead! It's game time! Green going to fire up a 3 from the top of the arc, and he sends the ball no line. Takes it down the lane. He'll lay it in with another foul. Oh, baby! The Greek freak is unleashed.
The sound of the Bucks is here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Hi, this is Bruce Nemovitz, Senior Real Estate Specialist and founder of Bruce's Team. We understand that moving from your longtime home can feel overwhelming. Ready for a smaller space, warmer climate, want to live closer to the grandkids, or you're just sick of the upkeep? From downsizing to preparing your home for sale, our team has guided over 3,000 families through the transition. Bruce's Team helps you every step of the way. Let us take you from overwhelmed to I can do this. Visit brucesteam.com today.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
An interesting study reveals that young marijuana users are 6 times more likely to suffer a heart attack than those who abstain, and the sample size is significant with regards to this study. But what constitutes a young marijuana user? Wanted to welcome in ABC's Jim Ryan. Morning, Jim.
Hey, Greg. Yeah, and when they say younger in this study, the study being published, by the way, in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, they're talking about people 50 and under. So it's not like teenagers or 20-somethings. These are people 50 and under, these 4.6 million people whose medical records were in this study. One group didn't use any sort of cannabis at all. The other group used cannabis, either smoked it or vaped it or ingested it through gummies. And they after 3 years, these researchers found that the pot users were more than 6 times more likely to have experienced a heart attack than non-users. So really kind of an amazing study here. So broad an area, first of all, 4.6 million people, and then the finding that marijuana use can cause heart attacks.
Yeah, 4.6 million people. That's significant. Sometimes we hear about studies that look at 200 people or 300 people. I definitely took note of that. But what does a study show marijuana does specifically to the heart?
Well, it causes the heart to need more oxygen. It increases the oxygen demand on your heart. It may mess with the rhythm of your heart. There could be long-term effects on the muscle itself. So, there are all that still need to be figured out as to what exactly is happening. But the people who are involved in this, these people, all of them, whether they use marijuana or not, went into it with healthy blood pressure. Their cholesterol readings were normal. They had no diabetes. And notably, they didn't smoke tobacco, Jessica. So take that out of the equation altogether.
Jim, I'm curious about differences perhaps between medicinal marijuana versus stuff that could be sold at a dispensary or at a store that you might get your hands on, and maybe the use isn't quite as controlled.
Well, that could be true. If your doctor is prescribing a specific dosage of marijuana or cannabis, whatever it is, then yeah, you're right. It may be something different in stores. But but look across the country. 38 states now have medicinal marijuana. 24 of them also have recreational marijuana. So it may not matter much between whether they're using it for medical purposes or simply to chill out.
Do the authors of this study say anything afterwards, like maybe doctors should be asking specifically about marijuana use? I think they ask about drugs and they ask about alcohol use, but maybe they should specifically be asking about marijuana use, or is it just, boom, here are the facts, here's what we found?
No. You're exactly right. That was the strongest recommendation in this entire study. It's directed at physicians to get them to start asking their patients in normal workups about their marijuana use, and that includes states where it's legal and where it's not legal. And you should be able to feel comfortable telling your doctor, even in a state where it's illegal, that you're using the stuff, because it helps that physician to determine future care in the direction of heart health. So, yeah, it's an interesting study. And by the way, even the introduction to this study doesn't say that marijuana is all bad. The introduction says, quote, while it has therapeutic benefits, cannabis consumption has been linked to adverse cardiovascular outcomes. Now, the researchers say that more study needs to be done, needs to be more targeted, take a specific look at how the cannabis is being used, whether it's smoked or vaped or used in gummies, to get to the bottom of all this.
Marijuana not legal in the state of Wisconsin. It could be at some point here, but as you noted, Jim, 24 states it is legal. In fact, my sister-in-law joked it's easier to find marijuana in Minnesota than it is eggs at this point. But while nobody is saying marijuana is like it's good for you, just keep going, right? The same with alcohol, same with cigarettes, same with ultra-processed foods. Overdoing it's going to be bad. But research is trying to dial it in. Is right. A little bit decent for you? Is it good for you? Does it help you in some way? And what's the threshold? What's the tipping point where you've gone too far? I think that's something people focus in on anything that they ingest, smoke, drink, eat, and so on.
Right. Well, exactly. But I don't think there are any benefits at all to smoking, despite what you saw in 1950s television commercials with doctors sitting there saying, I recommend cool cigarettes. That's out the window.
Yeah.
Ultra-processed foods. But you're right. Marijuana, cannabis, the THC in it does have some medical benefits for glaucoma, for PTSD, for other emotional issues. But you're right. They're trying to find that fine line between the benefit and the potential risks.
ABC's Jim Ryan. Jim, have yourself a great weekend. Good luck in your bracket.
Thanks,
Jim.
Coming up next, we check in with Brendan Johnson. Shot of the weekend weather, and when might a warm-up be on the horizon? Looks kind of wet. Kind of a nasty pattern here. Brendan joins us after this.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam members employ more than 7,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 14th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil promotion. To date, Adam has donated over $875,000, which provided over 2.6 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. No. Call my friends at Geist. They'll get you back in the game. Brands like CHI and LiftMaster available to you. Doors and openers for every budget. and a cool custom design area where they will do just that, build a custom design for whatever meets your project's needs. Swift and reliable garage repair solutions available for you. Just visit geissdoors.com. geissdoors.com. Or visit that showroom. It's right off Barker Road in Brookfield. I have been there. Pretty cool stuff. Don't think twice. Call Geiss and visit geissdoors.com.
If you're a woman looking to take control of your financial future, you are not alone. Women are leading the way in business and managing household finances, but challenges still exist. That's why Annex Wealth Management presents the Women in Wealth series every third Thursday. It'll empower you with knowledge and resources to succeed. Join us for collaborative discussions, community building, and learn about key areas of financial planning. Women in Wealth events are free every third Thursday. Sign up at annexwealth.com/events and bring a friend.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I'm the football guy, definitely not the outdoor home projects guy. So when it comes to things like deck building, Excel Custom Decks is the true go-to expert. Family owned and operated, Excel Custom Decks uses the finest materials and products and combines that with superior craftsmanship. If you want your outdoor area to shine this summer, contact Excel Custom Decks now. Whatever you dream up for that perfect deck, pergola, or outdoor kitchen, Rob and his family can build it. Excel Custom Decks, decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com today.
Been very windy the last several days. Temperatures relatively mild today. We're at 49 degrees right now. Sun is shining, so a decent day for those who are mulling around the Deer District and milling around, ready to get into the arena. Maybe taking in some college basketball today, but we get a bit of a drop-off. It's going to be wet at times. We need Brendan Johnson's help to sort out when. Hello, Brendan.
Yeah, hey guys, how's it going?
Doing well here. So nice day today, but are we deteriorating once we get into the evening hours?
Just slightly. We have a cold front that'll roll through the area late this evening, probably around 7, 8, 9 o'clock, and it could shake out a couple of showers. But it is nice and mild. I've got a temperature of about 52 here at Radio City up on Capitol Drive, and we're expecting mid-50s this afternoon. It's just windy. The wind's back. I'm sorry about that.
Nah, that's okay. We'll deal with it. As I look ahead, though, I see, looking at the 5-day forecast here, I see rain, I see snow, a mix. This mix, I'm ready to be done with the mix, but at the end of the day, what can we expect as the days go on here?
Yeah, it's mainly going to be a rain event. Really, we changed that profile to wintry mix because those morning temperatures will be pretty chilly, and the overnight temperatures into early Monday may allow some of that rain to change over to a bit of some light snow, so maybe a few flurries. But we will kick up this rain into the area starting mid to late morning on Sunday. This is another dynamic area of low pressure, so we start off maybe with a little bit of wintry mix up north, change over to all rain during the afternoon, and then this strong area of low pressure pulls off to the north and east, and so we get that northwest wind on the backside, switches things over to perhaps a couple of flurries. I don't think it'll be as, let's say, strong as the last couple of systems that have rolled through the area, but nonetheless, if you're looking to get out and about for the weekend, tomorrow is the pick of the weekend, despite it being a little bit colder. We're talking highs only in the upper 30s to around 40, sunshine, and then a little bit more mild on Sunday, but it comes at that cost of cloud cover and rain.
I'm trying to be optimistic here and thinking that because of the sun's angle, that it's going to feel a little warmer than upper 30s. Am I being too optimistic?
With that northwest wind, you might be just a little bit, but you know what? No, you make a good point. The sun angle is higher. Those sun rays are a bit stronger. So any sunshine that we see or feel in March or April is, going to feel a lot warmer than, let's say, December or January for sure.
I can't let you go before saying happy belated birthday because you just celebrated the big 3-0. How does it feel to be in this new era?
Well, I did have to put icy hot on my lower back last night after moving some furniture. So we're already there. It's happening. The aging is happening.
Well, good stuff, Brendan. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll check in again soon.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a good weekend yourselves.
You too. So 11:28 news coming up.
Lake Geneva is the Midwest's premier golf destination, featuring breathtaking views, crystal clear lakes, and rolling fairways. Treat yourself to an all-inclusive golf getaway with courses designed for all skill levels, luxurious lodging, distinctive dining, and a relaxing spa. Plan a Lake Geneva group golf outing, a corporate event, or a weekend getaway with friends or family. Their pros will help you plan a memorable golf experience. For info on courses and more, visit lakegeneva.com today. Lake Geneva, it's always been the place for legendary golf.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Get eyewear for everything you do at Shopco Optical. Schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam, check out new frame styles, and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Enjoy the time and attention your eyes deserve at Shopco Optical. Receive quality eye care and a personalized vision solution tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Berghardt.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
It's 11:30. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, March 21st. Your top story, deadlocked over an officer's use of force.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Criminals now targeting a different car brand here in Milwaukee.
55 your high today, windy, slight chance of rain later this evening.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Demonstrations taking place outside the Education Department today after President Trump yesterday moved forward with plans to close the agency, directing the Secretary of Education to close down facilities. The president, talking to reporters in the Oval Office, says Health and Human Services will handle special needs and nutritional programs, and the Small Business Administration would handle student loans, saying there should not be any disruptions.
All we have to do is get the students to get guidance from the people that love them and cherish them, including their parents, by the way, who will be totally involved in their education along with the boards.
Only Congress can approve the closing of the DOE. The Texas measles outbreak growing with each week. Health officials in the state say 30 more cases now confirmed since Tuesday. Total infections, 309. In London, officials at Heathrow Airport say some flights will resume later today following a fire near the airport that knocked out power and closed facilities. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News time is 11:31. A federal jury deadlocked over whether a former Wauwatosa police officer used excessive force. Joseph Mensah shot and killed 17-year-old Alvin Cole during a foot chase outside Mayfair Mall in 2020. It was the third time he killed a person of color in the span of 5 years. After the Milwaukee County District Attorney did not pursue charges against Mensah, Cole's family filed a civil rights lawsuit. Mensah resigned from the department in 2020 and was hired at Waukesha County's Sheriff's Department. A retrial is scheduled for September 8th.
Republican lawmakers in the Wisconsin Assembly passed 4 bills aimed at transgender youth. The proposals would prohibit trans girls from using girls' locker rooms and playing on girls' sports teams. They would also require teachers to only use parent-approved pronouns and prohibit doctors from providing gender transition care to minors. Governor Tony Evers vetoed similar bills during the last legislative session. Democratic Representative Tara Johnson.
So why, just 16 months later, reintroduce this same hateful, hurtful bill again?
And Assembly Speaker Robin Vos.
At some point, you would hope that public pressure would convince Governor Evers that he has to change his stance.
The bill now goes to the state Senate.
Decision Wisconsin making their case to run the Department of Public Instruction. Candidates for State Superintendent Dr. Jill Underly and Brittany Kinzer addressed multiple issues in the online forum March 19th. including staying independent in a race that's become highly politicized.
In a race where thousands of dollars in donations come from both parties, incumbent Dr. Jill Underly says students are the ones being impacted.
Right now, when I look at the landscape of education and public education in Wisconsin, we are not fulfilling our constitutional obligation.
Challenger Brittany Kinzer says she's gotten support from talking to both sides of the aisle.
I'm very proud of the support and respect I've gotten from Democrats for Education Reform, and then all the way to Governor Tommy Thompson.
Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Seems the national spike in carjackings hit its peak last year. But what about the notorious reputation of Kias here in Milwaukee? The head of corporate communications at Kia of America tells WTMJ's The Upswing about the latest in anti-theft measures.
As a running change to production back in 2021, all vehicles have the immobilizer built in, so that addressed that for any newer cars, again, since 2021. And then we rolled out a software upgrade, which basically mimics the activity of an immobilizer for all vehicles that have been impacted by this.
Kia and Hyundai thefts fell nearly 38% last year.
While thefts of Kias and Hyundais are down, a different vehicle manufacturer has seen an uptick in thefts this year.
The new hot ticket in town for car thieves? Nissans, which police say have become the second most common vehicle make stolen in Milwaukee this year. In court documents obtained by WTMJ, several thieves would steal the Nissans using key reprogrammers to break in and take the cars without needing the actual car keys. Records indicate most of the reprogrammers recovered by police were developed by Autel. The New York-based company has been ordered to appear in Milwaukee County Court next Thursday. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Don't you have a Nissan?
I do, but I don't think anybody's stealing it.
Do you want it stolen? Like, would that
My
be
husband does not. My answer might be a little different.
I had one. It got hit by a deer. I no longer have that vehicle. 11:35 on WTMJ.
You only get one chance to make a first impression, and that goes double for your home listing, because that's how you're going to get the most value. By having a customized marketing plan specific to your property with professional photos, global marketing, and the built-in experience that Century 21 Benefit Realty has brought to the table since 2004. And being joined with Century 21 just makes all of the above stand out that much more. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Save up to 50% on the project, then save so much more on your energy costs. Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. Apply for multiple generous rebate programs that can cut the cost of home insulation in half. Jeff and his team perform an energy audit to help you qualify. Then the project, filling your walls with quieting, filtering, insulating foam that saves you money on heating and cooling from day one. USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. 16 games on the tournament schedule today. 4 will be played at Fiserv Forum. The first game will tip off about 12:30 in Milwaukee. Marquette Golden Eagles are in Cleveland. They'll square off against New Mexico. A scheduled 6:25 tip. You can hear that game on 94.5 ESPN. Nice win for the Badgers on Thursday. They advance to take on BYU Saturday evening. BYU a number 6 seed, the Badgers a number 3 seed. Tournament updates are brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. And 5 games remain on the Brewers Cactus League schedule, including tonight against the Diamondbacks. You can hear the game on WTMJ with coverage beginning at 8 o'clock. You can also hear Brewers baseball Saturday and Sunday this weekend.
Let's get you an update right now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. As we take a peek on the roads, we're doing okay, but with a lot of visitors in town, I do want to let you know about one spot. It's a busy spot that has a disabled vehicle. So right now you do have cars that are just taking a little bit slower around it. It's 794 East at the ramp from I-43 North in downtown. Left shoulder is blocked right now because of a car that's broken down.
Mild temperatures today, breezy with a high of 55, wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Chance of a shower later this afternoon or evening. Slight chance of rain tonight and a low of 26. Clouds on Saturday, sun eventually, a high of just 37. Could see a rain-snow mix on Sunday with a high of 47. 50 degrees, mostly sunny in Milwaukee at 11:38.
We have an update today on a story we first told you about last week on Midday. The new way to tell the state you want to be an organ donor. There's now a box you can check on your Wisconsin tax return. Makes it so easy, right, Greg? Just boom, fill out your taxes. You see that? Oh, I'd like to do that. I kind of wanted to do that. Check the box.
Yeah, otherwise, you're if you get a new driver license, you're kind of waiting until that happens.
Right.
But that could be 10 years.
Well, I asked for updated numbers, and I have them in hand. More than 31,000 people have already checked that box to be added to the Wisconsin Donor Registry. That is a lot of people. Melissa Meyer with UW Organ and Tissue Donation is here with us in the studio. You were clapping when I said that. What are your initial thoughts when you hear that number? It just continues to go up.
It's awesome. I mean, my initial thoughts are that we're going to be able to save more lives, right? Because that's what becoming an organ, tissue, and eye donor is about. It's about saving and improving lives in Wisconsin and beyond.
How many people are waiting for transplants right now, and what kinds of medical problems are those people dealing with?
Okay, so first of all, I am not a medical professional. I don't have an RN or a PA or an MD or any of those things. I'm a communicator. So in Wisconsin, about 1,400 people are currently on the transplant recipient waiting list. And obviously that number, increases every day. There's a lot more need than there is, for lack of a better word, supply of organs. And about 17 people a day die waiting for an organ in the U.S. Could be kidney failure, could be liver failure, could be genetic things that you're just born with, all kinds of reasons why someone might need an organ, tissue, or eye transplant.
So if I am not an organ donor and I've already done my taxes and I don't need a license for, 8 to 10 more years, can you go back? I don't need a new license, but can I go log on to the DMV? Can I do anything to make that change to become an organ donor? Or how do I go about doing it if I can't?
It's very easy. Takes you less than 5 minutes. You can do it right on your phone. We have a landing page called heroicdeed.com, heroicdeed.com. You can go there, and that'll take you to the State of Wisconsin Registry. The way I keep track is there's 4 ways that you can register: through the DNR, when you get your hunting, fishing, or trapping license, there's a checkbox. Through the DMV, when you get your driver's license or learner's permit, there's a checkbox. Through the DOR, which is when you pay your taxes, there's a checkbox. And DHS, which is you can go straight to the registry and just do it online straight through DHS.
So this new way with the DOR, the Department of Revenue, now that you can do it when you fill out your state taxes, do you know if other states had that? I was just kind of curious as to how we here in Wisconsin came up with the idea to add this box here.
I'm not sure, and every state is different. Yeah. There are some states that only use the national registry. They don't have a state registry. It's, a little bit all over the place. Some states have a checkbox when you get a professional credential, like a CPA or, anything that's issued by the state. They'll have a checkbox. So we are working to make it easier and to add more places. The state of Michigan was the first one to do it on their tax forms. And, we just want to make it easier, find more ways, and dispel any myths or misconceptions that people might have about what it means to be an organ, tissue, and eye donor.
So does this pop up regardless of the service you use, right? If you're a TurboTax person or an H&R Block person, what if you're sending your taxes to somebody to get it done? Is the mechanism to sort of check that box consistent? Can you do it on all these different platforms?
I can't speak for everyone. I haven't looked at how everybody in Wisconsin pays their taxes, but personally, I use TurboTax, and it was right at the end when they ask if you want to donate, to the DNR for birds, or there's other little check. I think there's about 4 of them, 4 or 5 at the end. So for me, when I did mine, it was very obvious, and literally you just check the box. And again, you can also hunting, fishing, and trapping license through when you get your driver's license or learner's permit, and you can also just go straight to heroicdeed.com and register 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Are there certain parts of the population you need to donate more? And why does that matter? Because some people might think, well, an organ's an organ, isn't it?
Yes and no. I mean, you can't put a heart where a liver was, right? So,
well, true, yes.
An organ is an organ, but it's way beyond just matching a blood type. And again, I'm not a medical professional, but there are all sorts of things that come into play with matching. Obviously, the best match is going to be an identical twin that you literally have the same DNA. And then it goes from there. There are things that come into consideration like ethnic background, your body size. So I'm on the small side. If I wanted to donate, which I am an organ, I do have the sticker on my license, to take my heart and put it into somebody who's like 6'5" and 300 pounds, like that wouldn't work, right? So there's a lot of things that come into play, and there's a lot of testing that's done to make sure that that organ is the very best match and that recipient has the very best chances of going on to lead a happy, healthy life.
Are you aware of the longest list for waiting? Like which organ populates that list? We're in pretty good shape here, but man, we could use a little bit more here.
Well, so first of all, there's a need across the board, right? One donor can donate up to 8 organs, can save 8 lives. There's 1 heart, 2 lungs, 2 kidneys, 1 liver, 1 pancreas, and we do small intestines sometimes. So, and then it goes even beyond that when you get into tissue and bone donation, because you can give someone sight, burn victims, skin. There's all sorts of things. If you've ever had like an ACL repair in your knee, that was probably donated tissue. So there's just need across the board. Obviously, there's 2 things that you can do as a living donor. You can be a living kidney donor, and you can be a living liver donor. Your liver will actually regenerate. And there's people who live for decades on 1 kidney, and kidney is the highest need.
It is fascinating what the body can do. But when you mention those numbers, your organs can save up to 8 people, restore sight to 2 people, and heal 75 people with your tissue. I mean, that's huge when you think about that. Some people might say, well, I wouldn't mind giving up a kidney, but the idea of the eyes and tissues, even though I'm dead, kind of weirds me out. This sounds like a weird question, but people do think like that. Can you choose what you would give?
Oh, 100%. Yes. I mean, in the state of Wisconsin, when you register, you are registering as a donor and also for research and education. So the reason why we have machines that can perfuse kidneys or that can keep a heart pumping in a box, right, rather than in a cooler, is because of the research, all the tremendous research that's done. A lot of it is done in Madison, but across the country, the science is just leaping and bounding ahead. And the reason we're able to do that is if people donate to research, because we don't know. I mean, what I say, kind of our call to action, I guess, is like, if you knew that you could save a life, would you save a life? Like, right? I mean, if you see someone drowning, would you try to throw them something? Would you try to save them? If you have that urge to save a life, would you do it if you could? And register, and then let the medical professionals sort out if what's the best way for you to donate? What's the best match? Is this something that should go to research? Is this something that should go to a living recipient? Don't rule yourself out. A lot of people will think, oh, I'm too old, or I'm not healthy. I've got some hard miles on my body. Nobody would want this liver, especially in Wisconsin, right? But the science is incredible. I mean, we've had a donor in their 90s donate to someone in their 60s.
Wow.
So don't rule yourself out. If you would save a life, if you know that you could, would you do it?
So, Melissa, Wisconsin is among the states trying to make it as easy as possible, right, with this inclusion on taxes. Not all states are doing this, at least not yet. Hopefully more end up signing aboard with this idea. I could see there being an imbalance, right, where Wisconsin starts to pull ahead, right, because you've made it so much easier. Do all transplants have to happen within the state? In other words, if I'm in need of a kidney and Jessica's a donor, she lives in Wisconsin, I get her kidney. Or do you find a heart, kidney, another organ in a different state if it's a good match?
Yeah, it really comes down to what's the best match. And travel time obviously is a factor, right? So a lot of organs that are recovered in the state of Wisconsin go to recipients in the state of Wisconsin. That's always the like sort of, if you think of concentric circles going out or like a bullseye, right? We want to keep travel time to a minimum, because as soon as that organ is recovered, the clock starts ticking, and there's time for the matching to happen. There's time to scramble the recovery teams. The surgeons on the recipient side are all needing to book ORs and get patients to a hospital. And there's a lot of details that need to happen in a very short amount of time. So if we can reduce that travel time, that's certainly That's certainly always a driver when they're matching. It's not the only driver. You want it, the biggest driver is you want to find a recipient who is going to have a long survival time, right? That's what it's about. It's about saving lives.
Since we have you here, can you take us into UW organ and tissue donation? What actually happens, like what your team does at UW OTD? I mean, you're here today, of course, talking about the importance of organ donation, but your colleagues, what are they actually doing on a day-to-day basis?
Again, not a medical professional, but I'll do it at this level. I can certainly talk about it. Basically, something happens where a person finds themselves in an emergency department or an ICU, and someone in that medical facility, if the case meets certain triggers, then it becomes a referral. So they reach out to us. Then the coordinators go to work finding that person, seeing if they're registered anywhere, all of that. They just start digging into the case and trying to figure out as much detail as they can. It doesn't always turn into a case. Like, so there are a lot of referrals where people get better, right? We want you to get better.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we don't actually get involved in anything other than behind the scenes until the family has received that unfortunate grave prognosis.
Yeah.
And then the clock is ticking and the coordinators work to find a match. So there's things kind of happening in swim lanes, right? Like they're working to find a recipient, and then we have our surgical recovery team that musters and scrambles, and they go to where the person is in an ICU probably, and booking ORs, getting to work with all of that. And I will get out of my depth very quickly here, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. And then there's the transportation that comes into play. Like, do we med flight?
Much.
Do we go on a commercial plane? Do we get in a medical transport vehicle and drive? We're really fortunate in the state of Wisconsin and Madison. We've got a dedicated centralized recovery center at Merida Hospital. So even though someone might, a tragedy might occur in Green Bay or La Crosse or Wausau, the statistics, the data shows that if we can bring that person to our dedicated recovery OR, that things just go a lot better, a lot smoother, a lot quicker, even when you take into account a med flight travel time.
Well, it's eye-opening to take us behind the scenes, so we thank you so much. It's Melissa Meyer with UW Organ and Tissue Donation, here with the good news that more than 31,000 people have now checked the box on the Wisconsin tax return to be added to the Wisconsin Donor Registry. That's a big deal. Time right now is 11:50. Coming up next, it's your Week in Review.
Wisconsin winters are unpredictable.
This is history. Never had a tornado touchdown in February.
We keep you updated on blizzards.
Winter storm warning has been issued for all of southeast Wisconsin, and it's going to get really, really dicey.
Blackouts.
Tens of thousands of customers across southeast Wisconsin are without power this morning.
Icy roads.
Very, very slick conditions pretty much everywhere.
And more with WTMJ Fleet Farm Storm Team alerts on air and at WTMJ.com.
Well, the games have started, and they'll continue here for the next couple of weeks. You want to be down at Potawatomi Sportsbook checking out all of the action. Boy, what a great time to be at the Sportsbook, right? It's meant for days like this and weeks like this when the tournament is running strong. Check it out. Grab some food, bring some friends, grab a nice cold drink, and soak in all the action on that 2,000-square-foot video wall. Never really seen anything like it. It's unbelievable. Check out Potawatomi Sportsbook. Check out everything that's new in the facility. It really is different. If you've not been in a while, you're missing out. Bet above the rest. Do it only at Potawatomi.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Are you on track to achieve your retirement plans? Hi, I'm Jeff Kowal of Kowal Investment Group. We've recently joined Creative Planning, a national registered investment advisor. This move to Creative expands our ability to provide comprehensive wealth management, investment advisory, and retirement planning services. Now is the time to put your lifetime of hard work into action. For over 37 years, we've helped clients toward making their retirement dreams become a reality, and we'd like to help you too. And the best part, your plan will be completely tailored to you. Our in-house team of specialists will take the time to learn about you and your family, review your current situation, and find out what your goals are. Then we'll design a plan to help you get there. To get started, request your free meeting today with one of our fiduciary advisors by visiting creativeplanning.com. Whether you have met with us in the past or this will be your first meeting with us, we're excited to introduce Cowell Investment Group to you as Creative Planning. Visit creativeplanning.com today.
A Friday Lent fish fry is a family tradition. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Take your family to the amazing Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford today for their all-you-can-eat Lenten fish fry, just $7.99. You don't need to pay $16 or more. Your Mine Chef fish fry is $7.99. It's all you can eat, and it's delicious. Relax with a sweet old-fashioned, a glass of wine, and ice-cold beer. And there's a kids menu that starts at $3.99. Those kids can safely play in the world-class game room quietly set aside from the dining area while you finish up. Wherever you live, it's worth a drive to the Mine Chef today for your Friday all-you-can-eat Lent fish fry, just $7.99. Wow. Desserts are buy one, get one free. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh, just off the interstate. Lots of seating and close parking. And the Sunday brunch is all you can eat. It's a feast. It's under $15. Make a quick call and reserve your $7.99 fish fry. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
The first day at work for the new MPS superintendent, a triumphant return from outer space, and a hung jury in Tosa. All that and more in the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
Top of the morning to ye on this gray, drizzly afternoon.
Are you feeling it? You feeling the St. Paddy's Day buzz this morning?
Everybody gets to be Irish for a day, so you can call me Cavalier O'Johnson.
Oh, my God.
No, I don't think I will.
A busy first Monday at work for Dr. Brenda Caselius.
I actually liked my waffles today and eggs.
I'm making waffles.
Now that SROs have officially started the job, the city of Milwaukee has avoided fines and contempt of court.
Subject to reopening in this court. I'm not going to allow another judge to handle this.
A very important phone call with President Trump and Russian President Putin just wrapping up.
President Trump called his phone call with Russian President Putin very good and productive.
Vladimir Putin appears supportive of a limited ceasefire applied to attacks on energy infrastructure.
The crew from that SpaceX capsule, the astronauts that were in space for like 9 months,
I know,
has just landed in the water, and right now they're getting ready to open the hatch, and the astronauts are preparing to exit.
Splashdown, Crew 9, back on Earth.
A perfect splashdown off the coast of Tallahassee as a capsule was bobbing in the ocean. Dolphins swam around it in the turquoise blue waters.
Ah, damn it, it's just a dolphin.
Sorry, did I get in the way or something?
Buc-ee's.
We are not a truck stop. Trucks are not allowed in a Buc-ee's facility.
They don't give a crap about us. You're degrading us, and I hope you're happy with it, because you're not welcome here.
Been looking forward to these interviews. In this hour on the Political Power Hour, we're going to talk to both candidates for the Supreme Court seat in Wisconsin. Former Attorney General for the state of Wisconsin, Brad Schimmel.
It doesn't matter whether you are someone who supported my opponent or someone who supported me. You get the same standard in my court.
Dane County Judge Susan Crawford.
I've told anyone who is interested in my race that I welcome their support, but they have to know that they're supporting a fair, impartial judge.
Keep an eye on this game Friday. Abundant Life Christian School in Madison will play Sheboygan Lutheran in the Division 5 semifinals. A state title is on the horizon for a school 3 months removed from a shooting that killed 2 before a 15-year-old student turned the gun on herself. Head coach Mike Thies.
We needed it ourselves. Our fans needed it. Just to make it to state, it's like, wow. It's like a fairy tale.
There's no Wisconsin in Top Chef Destination Canada until I learned there is a Wisconsin connection. There's someone to root for. She is from Wisconsin. Please welcome to What's on Tap, Top Chef Testant, Kat Turner.
I was on my Instagram one day and Dan slid into my DMs just to congratulate me and to say if I needed anything.
Oh my. Now let the games begin, shall we? 16 games on the tournament schedule today, 16 tomorrow.
I now have 10 minutes to get my bracket in. How about you?
Trying to extend the weather forecast here a little bit to give Jessica a moment. You got it till 11:15, I think. I think the first game starts officially at 11:15. I think ESPN might lock you out if you don't get to that before too long. Did you get it done, by the way?
In.
Is it in officially?
It is.
It's a blowout jam! John Tonje! Big finish!
You played 40 to earn 40 more.
Slenderman attacker Morgan Geyser will need to wait a bit longer for conditional release.
A hearing scheduled for today was canceled as Wisconsin Community Services continues working on Geyser's conditional release plan.
President Trump signed an executive order Thursday that he says begins the process of eliminating the Department of Education.
He's not able to fully eliminate the department without congressional approval, but his executive order will dramatically scale down its function.
It's doing us no good. We want to return our students to the states.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the breaking news this afternoon, a jury is hung. That's in the case of Joseph Mensah, the former Wauwatosa police officer.
Nope. Kuzma driving, throwing down the right-handed hammer.
Guys, I have a golf match tomorrow, so you may have one more question.
Let's go while we're young.
What are we, gay?
Mr. Texas.
New
Athletes eat a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
The Weekend Review, brought to you by... Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. And they're the best. Let them make Outdoor Living Unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Lark.
I love the location, and that's the main reason Dave and I are there, is because of nature all around us. I knew when we moved in, I was leaving behind a lot of stress and responsibility. I decided now is the time to do what I want when I want to do it.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Brewers opening day is coming up on Monday, March 31st against the Royals. Be here for the first crack of the bat, the first pop of the glove, and that first taste of summer as we celebrate the start of a new season. The party starts pregame with live entertainment and a national anthem performance by singer-songwriter Allison Mahal. Plus, get here early for a special pregame tribute to Bob Uecker. You don't want to miss out on one of the biggest days in baseball. Get your seats for opening day now at Brewers.com.
Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic. Winter shoveling, hibernating, being a couch potato, chiropractic can help bring back your energy. Headaches, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain. How quickly you can see results will vary from person to person, but time and repetition is key to staying on the right track. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. At Connect Chiropractic, they use an instrument called the Integrator that allows them to be gentle and specific with all their adjustments. New location coming soon to Oak Creek. Get started at GoConnectChiro.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
I'm not against shopping online. In fact, you can check out our huge selection at BurkhartSportingGoods.com. But when you're ready to buy, Burkhart should be your only stop. Because here, you can grab hold of the Midwest's largest selection of baseball bats, gloves, and equipment, and take all the swings you need in our indoor batting cages to make sure you buy the right bat. And when you buy your new mitt, we'll steam and custom fit it for you right on the spot. This is Brian Burkhart, and when you love baseball and softball like we do, you can't beat Burkhart. If you're in charge of uniforms and equipment, you want to get the most value for your team's budget. You want the most for your money, and you want the process to be easy. Because you already have enough on your plate. We get it. Burkhart Sporting Goods Team Outfitting Division is the best you'll find. With an abnormally high customer satisfaction rate and our own silk screening and embroidery facility for quality control. So if you want the highest quality team outfitting and incredible service, you can't beat Burkhart.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Friday, March 21st. Your top story, financial incentives to sign a petition.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Fan excitement is growing at Fiserv Forum.
55 and sunny throughout the day. A chance for an evening shower. Cold tonight and a low of 26. 51 and sunny and breezy in Milwaukee. At 12:02 from the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, a political action committee led by billionaire Elon Musk is offering Wisconsin voters $100 to sign a petition in opposition to activist judges.
The move comes less than 2 weeks before the April 1st spring election, where voters are choosing between former Wisconsin Attorney General Brad Schimmel and Dane County Judge Susan Crawford to fill an open seat on the state's high court. The group America PAC, one of two led by Musk, that combined have contributed over $13 million in support of Schimmel. Musk used a similar tactic ahead of the November presidential election, offering $1 million a day to voters in Wisconsin and other states who supported the First and Second Amendment. Schimmel's campaign has not commented on the move. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
SpaceX founder Elon Musk just met with Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth at the Pentagon. He said he's ready to do anything that could be helpful. Musk refused to answer questions as to whether he received a classified briefing on China as part of this visit. Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency have played an essential role in the administration's push to dramatically reduce the size of the government.
Slenderman attacker Morgan Geyser will need to wait a bit longer for conditional release.
A hearing scheduled for today was canceled as Wisconsin Community Services continues working on Geyser's conditional release plan. That plan will transition her from Winnebago Mental Health Institute to a group home where she'll remain under supervision and undergo periodic reevaluations. Geyser has lived at the Health Institute since 2017 after she was found not guilty by reason of mental defect in the stabbing of her 12-year-old friend Peyton Leitner. A new review hearing is set for April 28th. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
A Wisconsin teenager is recovering this afternoon after being paralyzed in a car crash in Nebraska. Now her family is asking for your help.
Evelyn Laux, known as Evie to her family, was visiting friends in Nebraska when she lost control of the pickup truck she was driving. Her mom, Connie.
Once the paramedic got to her, they said that she could not feel her feet or her legs. She couldn't move them.
Evie's parents raced the 9 hours to Nebraska, and Evie was airlifted to a specialty hospital in Colorado. Her dad, Tighe, says her recovery will be tough.
Just a whole other way of life, a whole different look on the life of where she's going.
Now mom and dad say it's about prayers and perseverance. John Merkier, WTMJ News.
The family has set up a GoFundMe page to pay for Evelyn's mounting medical bills. For information, text the word donate to the Saudi Unlimited talk and text line. That's 855-616-1620.
In Milwaukee.
March Madness is just a great time of year, and it's a blast to be a fan of teams that are in it.
That's a guy named Jake. He's an Iowa State alum. He made the trip up from Chicago to see his team take on Lipscomb at Fiserv Forum.
For any college basketball fan, this is a great venue, and we've got a great coach, so it's a great time to be a Cyclone.
Yeah, that coach is TJ Otzelberger, who played basketball at UW Whitewater. First round NCAA tournament games continue all this afternoon with games starting in Milwaukee at 12:30. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Kind of a mixed bag here today with the Dow down about 30 points at 41,924. NASDAQ bouncing back and forth, currently 5 points in the green at 17,696. S&P 500 off about 10 today at 5653. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit AnnexWealth.com.
We're going dancing after this. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:06.
He's Donald Trump's right-hand man, Elon Musk. And now Musk is trying to buy Brad Schimmel a seat on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Because Musk knows when you buy Schimmel, he'll do whatever you want. Like when Schimmel gave a plea deal to a man caught with child porn, after the man's lawyer gave Schimmel thousands of dollars. And Schimmel will ban abortion, with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of the mother. Deeply corrupt and totally extreme. That's the real Brad Schimmel. There's a better choice.
I'm Judge Susan Crawford. As a former prosecutor and now as a judge, I've made sure rapists, murderers, and child predators were behind bars.
Protecting your family and your most basic rights. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
And I trust women to make their own healthcare decisions. Brad Schimmel doesn't, but I always will.
So on April 1st, vote for Judge Susan Crawford, Supreme Court. Paid for by Susan Crawford for Wisconsin.
Many times, patients have symptoms they didn't know were actually related to their airway breathing issues.
I was suffering from sinus issues
jaw issues and neck pain. I guess I just kind of had my breaking point.
Unfortunately, this is typical. But until you get to the root of your problem, it's going to just persist. Fortunately, Jody took action, and the results were typical as well.
My quality of life is so different, but one of the first things that I noticed was my breathing. I don't ever remember being able to breathe like that.
Being able to breathe freely is life-changing, and the effects can go beyond that.
Sleeping better, having more energy, and it seemed as if all of those symptoms that I had just melted away.
And thank heavens for that, because at Advent, results are what drive us, helping you breathe well so you can live better.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. Just picked up a 2023 pre-owned with very low mileage Chevy Silverado 1500 LT, beautiful glacier blue. Love it. Looks fantastic. It's got a black cloth interior. Every time I get in this truck, I say, that is amazing. 8-speed automatic transmission. Awesome mileage, MPG for a truck. 24 city. Get this, 29 highway. Towing capacity, payload is big, all the things you love about Heiser. Here's what I love about Heiser, all the great programs. Whether you're talking a pre-owned or new, safe and sound program, right? Vehicle exchange program, right? Love it or exchange it. Valid on new or pre-owned vehicles, which is what I was talking about. Purchase or lease for the comfort of your own home. Roadside assistance for life. All the things you love about Heiser is all the reasons why they say every day and why I always tell people at Heiser Automotive, today's your day.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. 16 games on the schedule. The tournament is underway in day number 2. 4 games at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee, beginning at 12:30 with Iowa State taking the floor. Marquette in Cleveland to square off against New Mexico for a 6:25 tip. Head coach Shaka Smart on what it takes to win in March.
There's a lot of things that go into winning, but most importantly, being in a good place, being connected with each other, having the clarity of mind and the freedom to go out there and make plays, because it does feel different when you're coaching in the postseason or playing in the postseason.
Here tonight's game on 94.5 ESPN. And following a win over Montana Thursday afternoon, the Badgers will face BYU Saturday evening. Tournament updates brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. And it's the Brewers and Diamondbacks tonight, a Cactus League night game. You can hear it on WTMJ with coverage beginning at 8 o'clock.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. Let's keep those crashes to a minimum with so many visitors in town, and it looks like we're doing just that right now. No crashes to report. We do have one disabled vehicle still out in the system. I-94 East beyond, about a mile beyond Barker. The right shoulder is blocked due to a car that's broken down. That's in the Elm Grove, Brookfield area. I-94 East, a little bit beyond Barker. Right shoulder blocked because of a car that's broken down.
Breezy today, sunny, and a high of 55, wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Chance for some rain tonight, just a slight chance. Cloudy and breezy, a low of 26, 37 your high on Saturday. 51 and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:10.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
We are back. Hour number 2 of the program. Greg and Jessica. Gina producing. Gina's in the lead in our little Wisconsin's Midday News Bracket
Yes, she
Challenge.
is.
I am comfortably in last place.
I was in last place yesterday when I looked, and it was like, ooh, maybe me rushing to get that bracket in wasn't the best idea.
It's never easy, right? There's no exact science to the whole thing, but Gina is off and running. Hopefully my day 2 goes better than my day 1, because I want that coffee and pastry.
The pastry.
That is on the line. Oh, the pastry's a big
That's
part.
what first place gets, a coffee and a pastry.
Big stories that we're following here, including tournament time in Milwaukee.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
And it is day 2 of the big dance. Fiserv Forum popping today. 4 games on the schedule. Lots of local flavor as well among the 8 teams visiting the city and state. Iowa State head coach Tighe Otzelberger played at Whitewater. Iowa State sophomore forward Milan Momcilovic starred at Pewaukee. North Carolina's Seth Trimble was a standout at Menominee Falls. And Kentucky head coach Mark Pope, you might remember the name. He played 2 seasons for the Bucks in 2000, 2001. Had some fond memories of the food scene where he lived in the burbs.
Is Cops the official food supplier of the event here?
You can make it so.
We should be. I mean, they should be. Oof. I lived out in an apartment right off Blue Mountain Road. And so I would come back from practice every day, and you turn around on Blue Mountain Road, and literally I would take a right into this little apartment complex after you pass the Cops there. And at the time, Leanne was pregnant with our firstborn daughter, Ella. And so I would go by the placard, and it would be the custard of the day, and I would literally call her as I'm driving by, okay, it's Black Raspberry, are we in? And get the yes or no, and then I would get to decide how many pints we brought home. It's a magical place, man.
Mark Pope, fond memories of Cops in Brookfield from his days playing with the Bucks. Great soundbite from yesterday.
Well, hey, an update just coming in. This is following a huge power outage. One of the busiest airports in the world, London's Heathrow Airport, was completely shut down. I just took a peek at their website, and it says Heathrow is now safely able to restart flights, but it's a slow process. Basically what happened, there was a fire at a nearby substation that cut power to the airport, and crews just racing to reopen the facility completely, but that is not easy.
The assumption would be that they would just need to get the power back up and running, flip a switch, so to speak, but obviously they have to do some repairs, and then there are systems that have to be rebooted, and once they're rebooted and back online, they have to ensure that those systems are stable.
Yeah, it's not like the power is out and boom, you just flip a switch and it all goes back on, and all the flights are like, okay, the planes are leaving. Heathrow is the busiest airport in all of Europe. Flight disruptions are expected to last for several days, but once again, the new update that's just coming in, I checked out their website and it says Heathrow is now safely able to restart flights. That doesn't mean they're all going out right now. It's going to be days before everything is back to normal. Investigators still trying to pinpoint what exactly sparked that fire, but so far they say it is not considered suspicious.
Tesla trade-ins reach a record high. Images of spray-painted Cybertrucks have some Tesla owners suffering a bit of buyer's remorse.
Call it a political statement or a way to keep their cars from being vandalized, but Tesla owners are dumping their vehicles. Edmunds says Tesla's accounted for 1.4% of trade-ins in the first half of this month. Last March, the figure was 0.4%. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has been criticized for his role in the Doge firing of thousands of federal workers. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Now, this month's data does not include numbers from other direct-to-consumer sellers, but that means the picture is likely even more concerning for Elon Musk. It's crazy how this is flipped, because there were videos that surfaced on social media a few years ago of these big burly trucks kind of sideswiping Teslas, thinking, oh, that's the car for the liberals. And now things have sort of switched because of Elon Musk's position alongside Donald Trump. It's very strange that a vehicle could be so politicized as Tesla is, but that's kind of the day we live in, which is ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous.
I've been saying this for months now, but the trade-ins are one thing. I think another big problem, all these people who maybe were considering getting a Tesla before, who now are like, I don't know, because people are, keying Teslas, people are setting fire to Teslas. I don't want them to do that to my car, and are now thinking, I don't want to buy a Tesla. I think that's an even bigger problem.
Very strange. 12:15 on WTMJ. Sean Brinda, WTMJ reporter, is in the Deer District as fans are starting to file into Fiserv Forum. All sorts of teams represented here in Milwaukee, 8 total, and the game's about to get underway. Sean's in the mix. We'll check in with him after this.
Spanning the State with Kristen Bry.
I think most of us bemoan how much money has influenced politics. You can't avoid getting ads for the race, so it's harder to claim ignorance that you just didn't know that the election was happening when there is that much money to be reminding you all the time in every different medium. Hey, don't forget to vote.
And Brian Noonan.
If you never stand up to this kind of behavior, this kind of racist rhetoric, even if you're just with somebody and they make that comment, if you don't stand up and say something, you're complicit in that statement.
Only on WTMJ.
Helping people and families seriously injured in accidents and standing up for victims to take the burden off their shoulders. Greg Matzek here. I want to tell you about Gruber Law Offices. They really are a one-call, that's-all law firm representing you as one of the largest personal injury firms in the Midwest. Great people, family-run business. They've been doing it for 40 years and giving back to the community, all very important here for the folks at Gruber. Locally known and nationally recognized, if you've been hurt in an accident, you make the call to Gruber. They handle the legal aspect while you focus on healing. It's gruberlaw.com, gruber-law.com, or call 414-276-6666.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's Dame time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Tired of staring at the same old garage door? Vince Vitrano here. Lifetime Door Company wants to give you a new one for free. Your chance to win by texting GARAGE to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. All you need to do is take a picture of your garage door or get creative. Tell us a story. Register to win and you can pick the door of your dreams. Valued at up to $8,000, text GARAGE to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. For contest rules, visit our website, WTMJ.com.
It is 12:18 on this Friday afternoon. Let's go down to the Deer District. Fans are rushing in right now to take their seats for the first game of the NCAA tourney being played here in Milwaukee. WTMJ Sean Brinda is out among the fans. Sean, what's the vibe? Are Iowa State and Lipscomb fans taking over our town?
Yeah, I saw a bunch of Iowa State fans walking over to the Deer District early this morning, and they were pumped to be taking on Lipscomb. So I think this is going to be one interesting matchup starting here at 12:30 at Pfizer Forum for the NCAA Men's College Basketball Tournament.
So we had to look it up. Lipscomb is actually in Nashville, just a few miles down the road from Vanderbilt. Have you run into any of the purple and gold of people who have never been to Milwaukee before, first time visiting the Deer District and the city?
You know, I've talked with a couple of Lipscomb fans. They have enjoyed the city so far, but I ran into an individual who is from Amos, where Iowa State is located, but went to Lipscomb himself. So he's sort of in between this situation on whether he should cheer for his hometown team or cheer for his alma mater.
Hard to lose in that situation, isn't it? Right?
An Ames guy, Ames, Iowa guy who went to Lipscomb. Okay, we like that. So can you paint the picture for us down in the Deer District right now? How exciting is it? What does it look like?
You know, crowds are just packed. They're just waiting to get inside the building as quickly as possible so they can take their seats and watch, some great quality college basketball. We've got 8 matchups today. And I think a lot of people are looking forward to the Lipscomb-Iowa State match and then the North Carolina game versus Ole Miss.
Quick question for you. I know sometimes as you're walking up to the Deer District to go to the Bucks games, there's people out there selling merchandise. Have you seen anybody selling NCAA merch out there?
No, not yet. I have not seen anyone selling merch at this time, but I'm sure there'll be some merchandise up for sale here at Pfizer Forum when I go inside.
Well, it's a great host venue, no doubt about that. Which colors are you seeing most prominently, Sean, so far?
I'm seeing a lot of red and gold right now, but, as the afternoon sort of wanes on, we'll probably start seeing some blue and white for the Tar Heels.
Good stuff, my friend. Enjoy your time there. Good effort.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, bye.
It's a lot of fun. And what they do here is if you buy tickets to the games and there's this opening couple of rounds, you can buy sessions. So Session 1 are the first 2 games, and then they clear the arena out. And then Session 2, they open the doors for that. You can buy both. You can buy one or the other. Really, it's kind of up to you. If you're a casual fan, you just want to pop over to Pfizer Forum or maybe buy tickets online or whatever. You'll be able to get in, I think, in most cases, but they do it by session. So you don't really sit there all day. You have to leave after the first session is over.
Do you have to leave? I thought there was something right now that they said you have to leave after the day. You can't sleep over. But if you
that would be so nice.
That sounded funny. But if you go to game 1, I think you can have it scanned to say you're in there to stay in the arena for game 2.
We'll be curious to see how the timing butts up because there is a little separation here. They don't have to really do anything, but many thousands of fans will have to leave because they only have one session. Got to make room for Session 2. It's cool stuff. Fun event, and Milwaukee's become a very common host site here for the first couple of rounds. Good stuff. 12:21 on WTMJ.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam members employ more than 7,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 14th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil promotion. To date, Adam has donated over $875,000, which provided over 2.6 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Wisconsin's hometown pizza is Palermo's. 60 years of doing it the right way, making the best frozen pizza you will find. And they've got a great deal right now. I thought this was made up, right? Connie's frozen pizza, thin crust, delicious, 2 for $10. Right now at Piggly Wiggly until the 25th of March. Why not turn your kitchen into a pizzeria? Get some Connie's, 2 for $10 at Piggly Wiggly now through March 25th. Stock up while you're at it. Load up the freezer. Get that oven preheated. Watch some basketball tonight with a delicious frozen pizza from Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. I have a question for you business owners. How do your books look? Are they ready for your tax return to be prepared? Did you and your accountant talk during the year and develop a plan to minimize your tax bill? Or does this sound like you? You can never get a hold of your CPA. Phone calls are not returned and questions are never answered. Your books are a mess and the bank account hasn't been reconciled since last year. You don't get any advice to help you run your business. That's not the case with the Neal Group. We are advocates and partners with our clients to help them grow. We like to work with you throughout the year to keep your books up to date so you run your business profitably. Are you ready to grow your business, improve cash flow, have less stress, and live a better life? We can help. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net to book a meeting and see if we can help. The first meeting is free. Don't wait. Do it now. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
Well, St. Paddy's Day was earlier this week. Feels like 3 weeks ago for whatever reason. But nonetheless, there's still quite a celebration going on in Milwaukee beyond St. Paddy's Day. The Scottish bagpipe rock band, the Red Hot Chili Pipers, that's right, Chili Pipers, not Peppers, coming to the Marcus Performing Arts Center tonight, as a matter of fact. Very cool. I've seen them before at Summerfest.
They're awesome. I've seen them
amazing.
at Irish Fest a number of times, and they're great. They get your toes tapping for sure.
So good. One of the band's founding members tells Vinny Vetrano how much they enjoy coming to Milwaukee.
Can you take me back to the first time it occurred to you, hey, we can do more than play the classics on the bagpipes. Like, we can do some contemporary stuff.
So you could say that if you play the Highland bagpipes and you're trying to entertain a broader audience and not just bagpipe aficionados, then you're going to have to broaden your scope of music there. Now, the difficulty with the bagpipes is it only has one octave. The instrument only has one octave. So you have to be quite clever in what you do.
Are there songs, Willie, that you all have tried and just thought, you know what, man, this does not fit. It doesn't work for bag rock?
Yeah, fantastic question again, Vince. I just think that if you could put 1,000 tunes down and we can say, can we do this? All this stuff has been well thought through, and we go through, Vince, I'm not lying, I would probably say 50 tunes, and we think, does that work? Nah. Okay, next one, nah. And then after an hour or two, you say, wait a minute, we might have something here, let's try that.
Red Hot Chili Pipers playing the Marcus Performing Arts Center. Willie Armstrong is one of the founders of the band. Is it harder, Willie, to play like AC/DC on the bagpipes as opposed to Amazing Grace?
So Amazing Grace is a slow air, so yeah, your fingers don't have to move at the same speed. I think that when, let's not forget, AC/DC are a Scottish band as well, and when they done Thunderstruck all those years ago, it's an incredibly difficult piece of music to play on the bagpipes.
Talking with Willie Armstrong, one of the founding members of the Red Hot Chili Pipers.
We're seeing the Red Hot Chili Pipers.
Willie, please tell me you know of at least one occasion where someone came to see your show and thought they were coming to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, that's happened a few times. The advertising is always, we make sure that it's guys dressed in kilts playing bagpipes. And we've even capitalised the Pipers part of it. So it's not Peppers, it's spelt differently, it's Pipers. But mostly it's taken in good humour when that happens. And there's a mother and daughter who bought a ticket for $45 to come and see us in a theatre in Sheboygan, I think it was. And it was all over the internet. It went viral on the internet, so viral that the Red Hot Chili Peppers gave them free tickets to come and see their show. But we're still in contact with the mother and daughter, and they loved our show as much as the Red Hot Chili Peppers, so they still come back to see us.
You guys play all over the world. You could go anywhere you want, particularly around St. Patrick's Day. Why do you always come back to Milwaukee?
It's such an iconic place to go. I love Milwaukee. I love the art museum, and it's right next to the rock stage at Milwaukee, the Henry Meyer Park. So love Milwaukee, and I think that it's a really appreciative crowd. Most people in Milwaukee have heard of the band because we play obviously at the Irish Fest most years. So yeah, I cannot wait to play there.
If you want to check out the show, tickets are still available. Check out the Red Hot Chili Pipers at the Marcus Performing Arts Center tonight at 7:30.
Ooh, tickets are still available? Might have to think about that.
Good show, no doubt. News coming up, it's 12:28.
Now, about your house. Eric Brown is the president of Siding Unlimited, your contractor for new windows, roofing, siding, decks, and a whole lot more. He knows about your house. So what do you know, Eric?
Siding is what pops on your home. Clean lines, beautiful accents, and wonderful colors can make your home really look amazing. Homeowners are always looking to add curb appeal when buying new siding, and a well-installed product from Siding Unlimited will definitely deliver a grand appeal. There is so much more to gain from replacing your siding other than the curb appeal you're already seeking. There is so much value in having new siding with low maintenance. Just an annual cleaning with the hose is all you really need to do. You can't get much lower maintenance than that. The process of replacing siding gives homeowners a fresh start, a new understanding knowing that we can peel back the old stuff and get a real in-depth inspection on the walls on your home and the structural integrity. How has the home performed over the past 20 years? We'll see it all when removing the old siding. There's a high percentage your home is missing the most important factor in siding a home, and that's a working water barrier. Many homes built in the 1990s and prior don't have a water barrier beneath the siding, and homes that were built in the 90s that do have one probably have a water barrier that was installed incorrectly. New siding replacement assures us that we install the water barrier correctly and protect the home moving forward. Our process always includes adding insulation board to the wall. This gives you a water barrier underlayment and additional R value, which is an energy coefficient, so warmer walls, adding more value to the project than the expected curb appeal. As the new siding goes back on, we know your home will be ready to manage water well into the future and look amazing doing so.
Eric and his crews at Siding Unlimited are your go-to contractor here for siding and also replacement windows, roofing, and decks. Take the next step. Check them out at sidingunlimited.com. Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Friday, March 21st. Your top story, more invasion of privacy charges for a former police officer.
I'm Jessica Tighe. What happens? What really happens after spending time in space?
Increasing clouds today, a high of 55 degrees. Chance for an evening shower, low of 26. Clouds on Saturday, then sun at a high of 37. It is 51 degrees, mostly sunny in Milwaukee at 12:31. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, more charges for a former Greenfield police officer accused of invasion of privacy. 42-year-old Fernando Bustos of Greendale faces 8 more felony charges. He's accused of recording underage girls during his time as a security coordinator at Cristo Rey Jesuit High School in Milwaukee. Police found nearly 400 videos from a camera hidden in the high school girls' locker room dating back to May of 2024. Bustos has pleaded not guilty to one previous charge. He's due back in court in April.
A federal jury deadlocked over whether a former Wauwatosa police officer used excessive force. Joseph Mensah shot and killed 17-year-old Alvin Cole in 2020 during a foot chase outside of Mayfair Mall. It was the third time he killed a person of color in the span of 5 years. After the Milwaukee County District Attorney did not pursue charges against Mensah, Cole's family filed a civil rights lawsuit. Mensah resigned from the department in 2020 and was hired at Waukesha County Sheriff's Department. A retrial is scheduled for September 8th.
Decision Wisconsin, keeping politics out of education. That was the primary message from both candidates for state superintendent during their only public forum ahead of the April 1st election. Candidate Brittany Kinzer.
My relationships that I already have with the leadership and the majority, the Republican majority, my relationships with the Democrats, my relationships with the governor's office and local leaders to do what's best for kids, because we have to put politics aside.
State Superintendent Jill Underly.
It's really about the kids and what's best for kids. And right now, when I look at the landscape of education, of public education in Wisconsin, we are not fulfilling our constitutional obligation.
Both candidates say they are open to working with Wisconsin families.
What does 286 days in space really do to the body?
A whole lot. The muscles are going to be weakened from space. Here's former astronaut Tom Marshburn explaining to CBS News what Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore are feeling right now as they're back on solid Earth.
You feel all of the muscles dragged on your bones until your body gets used to gravity again.
The two are undergoing a 45-day rehab program that requires them to work out 7 days a week, which should get their endurance back to what it was before they went into space. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Making basketball memories at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee as teams play in the first and second round games of the NCAA tournament. Jordan Bergeson made the trip to Milwaukee from Ames, Iowa.
I went to school at Lipscomb and played basketball at Lipscomb, and so it's bittersweet. Grew up in Ames, and then now my college team's playing my local team.
As a former player for Lipscomb,
we played each other a while back when I was playing, and so this is the first time since then, and it's fun to kind of see a full circle moment.
Yeah, kind of a crazy story. Milwaukee will host second-round games on Sunday. They are off and running Iowa State with an early 2-0 lead over the Lipscomb Bison at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee.
More updates on the March Madness coming up. Sports, traffic, and weather right after this. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:34.
I'm here to help. This is your WTMJ Fix-It Show host, David Nason, with expert advice for our listeners. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, or cracks in your basement, it's time to call my trusted friends at Accurate Basement Repair. And you know what? You'll get a free expert evaluation on me. You just tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told me to call. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. And again, that's Accurate Basement Repair, 414-744-6900 or accuratebasementrepair.com.
Your European experts at Fox World Travel are ramping up and busy as ever. With the trending spring and summer European travel season, Fox European experts mean you can maximize your time soaking up the warm weather, blooming flowers, and vibrant landscapes without worrying about your travel or missing a moment. Port hop along the Mediterranean with Celebrity or Holland America, or design your own bucket list adventure with Globus. Visit us online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Your European immersion awaits.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The games are underway. Day 2 of the tournament. 16 games on the schedule, 4 in Milwaukee at Fiserv Forum, where Iowa State has a early 6-2 lead over Lipscomb. Marquette takes the floor tonight in Cleveland against New Mexico, a 6:25 tip. You can hear that game on 94.5 ESPN. Badgers, after an early first-round win, will take on BYU Saturday evening. Tournament updates brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. And baseball on the air tonight. A Cactus League night game for the Brewers taking on the Diamondbacks. Coverage gets underway at 8 o'clock.
Let's get you an update right now on the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. We do have a new crash that just popped up minutes ago. 41 894 north at 41 43 894 west. You know that spot right there in that curve? The right shoulder is blocked due to a crash. I wanted to take a peek and see just how bad it is, but the 2 cameras that are there are not showing anything right now. The stream's not available, so I hope that's not a sign that it's a bad one and they've turned it off. But right now, just a heads up that we do have that new crash popped up just minutes ago.
55 your high today. A lot of sun. You'll get a spot of rain here maybe tonight, but it shouldn't disrupt your day much at all. Going to be cold. Low of 29 degrees. Chance for some lingering rain in the morning with a high of just 37 on Saturday, 47 the high on Sunday. 52 and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:37.
March Madness is taking over Milwaukee, and we're not just talking about all the fans watching the games right now. The first 2 rounds of the tournament are being played right here in Brew City. In fact, the first game at Fiserv Forum started just minutes ago. Iowa State taking on Lipscomb here in Milwaukee right now. This is a big opportunity for the city. People just packing the bars, the hotels. Brandon Drusch, managing director for the Pfister in St. Kate, the Arts Hotel, joins us live here in the studio. Thanks for being here during this busy time.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. We're excited. The energy's in the air downtown here, and we're excited for some great basketball coming up.
Yeah, you can feel it. I know you can't tell us who's at the hotels right now.
I cannot.
But on my way to work this morning, I saw the Kentucky Wildcats bus outside of St. Kate. It said, "Go Big Blue" on the back.
Yeah.
It's just fun. You've got to be proud of the teams picking your hotels. What are your hotels doing right now to welcome teams, to welcome all the fans and the families too?
Yeah, it's interesting. So it's an exciting energy. I was in some of the hotel lobbies this morning. Of course, we've got the Hilton, the St. Kate, and the Pfister Hotel downtown. And it's not just the families that have the energy or the players. It's the fans that are here. You've got some collegiate athletes that are nervous, and they've got excitement to them, and it's fun to watch them kind of walk around. They've got a different energy to them. The coaches have their families here with them, and so it's just a great vibe, and everyone's having a wonderful time. On my way over to the studio today, I can tell you the streets are littered with incredible fans from all over the country. You've got everyone repping their sports or their team. And it couldn't be a better time here to be downtown Milwaukee.
Yeah, and cool, unique colors, right? Very easy to find Iowa State or Lipscomb or Kentucky or that North Carolina Tar Heel blue.
Yeah.
How does it work, Brandon? You've known that Milwaukee would be a host city for a couple of years. The NCAA is typically way ahead of this, so we know when Milwaukee's going to host. However, you don't know the teams until a couple of days before those teams would arrive. So do you reach out to travel folks at universities, or do they reach out to you? How does it work?
Well, it's interesting. So like you mentioned, the city of Milwaukee and our visitor bureau here at Visit Milwaukee does an incredible job of getting us out there and those national opportunities to bring these teams in. And we've done this a couple years ago. We're here again, of course, doing it again. But I can tell you that we're all sitting there like the sports fans are on Selection Sunday, paying attention to the seeds, because every hotel who's hosting or has the opportunity here to host a team knows the seed that they have. They just don't know what team they have. And so as those seeds come through on Selection Sunday, hours later, minutes later, you start to get engaged by the teams, and you start to plan everything from rooming lists to travel for their bands, their cheer. You start looking at everything from menus for the restaurants, the banquets, whatever we can do here to make a nice, seamless, easy transition over to the Pfister or the St. Kate or the Hilton. Is really what we try to do with the teams right away.
You mentioned menus. I'm curious about that. So are you tweaking your menus based off of teams, or what are you doing?
Well, it's interesting. So we have the opportunity and the privilege throughout the year to host professional sporting teams, both at all 3 of our properties. But every team is so different. Every team traditionally has a dietitian that travels with them. The players are eating differently. They're celebrating differently. And each night, whether it's a game night or an off night, the team's eating a different meal. And so it's important for us to be able to have chefs in place that can work with their dietitians. And then we're scrambling to get all of our stuff in last minute to make sure that we've got everything that this team could need when they check in and they arrive and they're ready to go.
Drink specials too. Why not a Wildcat Martini on the menu?
See,
right?
that's what I was
Color it
wondering.
blue. You got to do drinks, right?
Some hotels have the Wildcat. I'm sure whoever has Kentucky has the Wildcat Martini. That's probably something they have on the menu.
It seems to make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, do you find that you're not sure exactly how long these teams are going to stay either, right? Is that part of the trick? How do you block off rooms and accommodate for that?
Well, it's funny you bring that up. So you don't know, right? So we're working through that as we go forward. We're watching the games. We know that some of these teams will continue to stay through. Some of the teams may check out the next day, but for us, it's all about just making that fan experience great in the lobby. It's funny. The Pfister Hotel lobby, many people know it's kind of the sacred space, and we don't have TVs on the walls. It's just a beautiful, elegant, traditional hotel lobby.
True.
And it's one of the very few times that you'll walk through the lobby of the Pfister and you'll see a TV with a sports game on. And so it's just about creating a great environment, having those, like you said, specials available for anybody, just trying to purpose everything we do towards the NCAA to make it special.
This is a lot of work for you guys, but it's got to be easier than hosting the president, right? Or the president-elect?
Yeah, you are correct. Yeah, this is a different animal all in its own. President-elect comes with a whole number of different challenges and things as we go forward, but both are such incredible opportunities, and we're so lucky to have both these all these NCAA teams stay with us, and of course anybody that comes into the hotel. We make sure that we provide an experience that's just unforgettable and memorable, and the only thing you're leaving with at the end of your stay is a great memory, and we want to make sure that you've got the best one possible.
Brandon, do any of your operations change to accommodate the fans and players and teams the way that you're doing it with this kind of event as compared to others?
Yeah, it's interesting. So the Pfister, we've got an incredible concierge. Her name is Brianna Greer, and so I can tell you she's been preparing for this for a week or two, knowing that some of these coaches are traveling with their families. What type of amenities can we put in the rooms that'll keep the kids engaged and happy? And of course, busy while their families are tending to such important parts of their lives. And so we want to make sure that through our concierge efforts and through our front office efforts that our staffs are prepared for any questions that may come up. And so we start preparing lists of what those may be weeks, months, ahead of time. And then from that point forward, we back into that and make sure that our staff is prepared and has everything they need to be successful.
I like that you mentioned the concierge, and I think putting different things in the hotel rooms is such a nice touch. I'm curious, though, too, is the concierge just crazy busy? Because obviously a lot of time is taken up going and watching the game, but outside of that, you have a little bit of extra time. And I know a lot of people traveling, they want to just indulge in local life.
Yeah.
So are people just busting down at the concierge saying, hey, where should I go? What should I do?
They are. And, what we try to do is we try to actually go to our guests and ask them what we can help them find in the city of Milwaukee. So oftentimes people will check into the hotel lobby. They'll not be sure what they're going to do. We want to get in front of them. We want to say, what can we do to make your stay here in Milwaukee incredible? And that's where our concierge will start to engage with our guests, get them over there, start to plan their experience. Let's talk about meals, museums in the city, incredible games at the Pfizer, concerts, whatever it may be. And we do that all throughout the year. But the important part is to make sure that our guests understand that while they're here, we're going to customize their experience so it's pretty incredible.
Well, and you have such an interesting and unique vibe, both at the Pfister and St. Kate, to be specific. There's such unique and interesting, fantastic hotels that offer a different experience.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And the Pfister is such an elegant machine. It does such great things for our staff and for the city. It's been this iconic symbol of hospitality here in the city of Milwaukee for so long. And we've got experiences like high tea, right? We do a high tea in blue every single day of the week. It is absolutely incredible. We've got an incredible pool on the 23rd floor. Most people don't know we have a great swimming pool at the Pfister Hotel. And we've got the well spot. And so there's so many options at the Pfister. And then, of course, you look at St. Kate. St. Kate just rolled out sushi, which is going to be a great thing. We're excited about that launch here. We've got live music in the bar every single night. And we've got Aria, which is just one of the top restaurants here in the city. And so we've got such great things to offer everybody. It's just getting in front of them so that they know what they can experience while they're here to make their stay the best it can be.
I love going to St. Kate before a rep show and going up and having a glass of champagne or Prosecco, and then after the rep show, coming back down and listening to that live music in the entrance.
Yeah, and it's just, again, when you walk into that hotel and the music is playing, it just has such a great energy to it. And that's really what we want to create. It's just this buzz that you just walk in and it makes you kind of feel like you're in a different part of the country almost. And it's a wonderful part of being part of St. Kate.
Well, people are soaking it in, no doubt about that.
Real quick, after the NCAA tournament, what's the next big thing for you guys?
Well, next big thing is we've obviously got some great holidays coming up. So Easter and Mother's Day are coming up for us at the Pfister Hotel. That's a big thing for us. We do a massive, beautiful brunch every Easter and every Mother's Day. And so we're looking forward to those two big events. And then at the St. Kate, like I said, we just rolled out sushi. We're going to continue to work on the programming in the St. Kate. And then there's always the art. The art is always changing at St. Kate. So you may have seen it last week, and I can tell you if you probably come in a week later, it's different. And that's always the exciting thing about it. It's always something different, but it's always great art, which is exciting.
Well, exciting times, no doubt, at our downtown hotels, specifically the Pfister and the St. Kate, both walking distance to the games here at the arena at Fiserv Forum. We'll get you an update on those games coming up in just a few minutes. Brandon Drusch, Marcus Hotels and Restaurants, always great to have you in the studio. What a fun time.
A pleasure. Thank you to you both.
Thank you.
Cheers.
1246 on WTMJ. Some stories from Off the Beaten Path coming up after this.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Buy now, save now at Menards. You need reliable and energy-efficient appliances to conquer the day. Menards is your one-stop shop with the largest in-stock appliance selection ready to take home today. Check out our top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and Criterion. Save big money on Whirlpool appliances at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Are you ready to shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and roll for riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
A Friday Lent fish fry is a family tradition. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Take your family to the amazing Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford today for their all-you-can-eat Lenten fish fry, just $7.99. You don't need to pay $16 or more. Your Mind Chef fish fry is $7.99. It's all you can eat, and it's delicious. Relax with a sweet old-fashioned, a glass of wine, and ice-cold beer. And there's a kids' menu that starts at $3.99. Those kids can safely play in the world-class game room quietly set aside from the dining area while you finish up. Wherever you live, it's worth a drive to the Mind Chef today for your Friday all-you-can-eat Lent fish fry, just $7.99. Wow. Desserts are buy one, get one free. The Mind Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh, just off the interstate. Lots of seating and close parking. And the Sunday brunch is all you can eat. It's a feast. It's under $15. Make a quick call and reserve your $7.99 fish fry. MindShaftRestaurant.com.
55 your high today, lots of sun. It'll get cloudy more toward the evening with a chance of some rain. Overnight low of 29. Tomorrow's high just 37 degrees. We warm up a bit on Sunday with a high of 47. Under cloudy skies, might have a little rain, snow mix. So when the games return on Sunday, it might not be quite as nice as it is today in downtown Milwaukee. It is 51 degrees and sunny at 12:50.
It's Friday, which means it's time for Stories of the Strange on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Jessica, have you ever considered being a villain for hire?
Well, that one year, no.
Back before college, right? There's a Malaysian man who often gets mistaken as a member of a street gang. So this happened enough where he started a villain for hire business. And here's what he'll do. He'll harass a boyfriend's significant other so that they can beat him up and play the hero or appear tougher than they really are. The man is 28 years old. He is advertising his services on Facebook for a reasonable fee. He'll set up the whole scenario and take the beat down. Here's the scenario, right?
Okay.
He comes approaching, a gentleman perhaps, walks to the bathroom, leaving his significant other, and this gentleman approaches. It's all a coordinated effort. He's got some sort of mask on and maybe starts harassing the lady, presuming now to be in distress. The other gentleman, the significant other, comes out of the bathroom or wherever he's hiding and starts taking shots at the villain for hire. All of a sudden, he looks like the tough guy. Saved his girlfriend.
Oh, jeez. Villain for hire.
A villain for hire business.
How much do they make?
It's a reasonable fee. Doesn't really. I would imagine every situation is a little different. But the
reasonable.
advertising is really spot on. Are you tired of your partner thinking you are weak?
Oh my gosh.
For a reasonable fee, I can help you prove them wrong. He wrote on the social media platform Facebook. He's doing this in Malaysia. And yes, he actually played out a scenario where the boyfriend went to the bathroom. He pretended to harass the girlfriend. When he returned, he confronted me like a hero.
See, that just shows you can make a business out of anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anything you want to do, you can make a business. It kind of reminds me a little bit of bridesmaids for hire. Have you heard of that? There's like some woman out there.
Oh,
I
just stand
remember
up at
hearing
your
this
wedding?
years ago. Yeah, where you could hire her, which I think is so bizarre because wouldn't you feel weird? Like if you had this person you didn't know? I know you're kind of doing it for the show for your friends and your family, but I think just inside in your heart, wouldn't that feel weird?
$22.50, by the way, for it's a nominal cost here for weekday services. On the weekend, it jumps up to about $34.
Oh, of course, yeah. Weekends are always more expensive.
So definitely, yeah. It's a premium there.
Okay, for mine, the toilet. It's an important spot, right?
Sure is.
Well, a thief who swiped a toilet, and not just any toilet, a golden toilet from an English palace, was convicted on Tuesday, and along with some other guy who helped cash in on the spoils of the 18-carat work of art that was insured for more than $6 million. So this guy's name is Michael Jones, and he actually used the toilet.
Oh.
The day before the theft, because it's a fully functioning toilet. Even though it's art and it's gold and it looks like a beautiful toilet, it's still functioning. So he used the toilet, apparently, the day before he stole it. And you know what, Greg? This was my favorite part. I think this is why I picked it. He described the experience as splendid.
Seems like the appropriate word for a multi-million-dollar gold toilet.
I'm just like, who asked him about the experience anyway? Could you describe the experience? What was it like?
I would bet that seat was pretty cold when he sat on it.
You're right. That's a good point. Yeah, I bet it was, but it looked like a beauty. Well, so he uses the toilet, and then he returns with at least two other men who were armed with sledgehammers and crowbars. They smashed a window, and then they pried the toilet from its mouth. So they're just pulling. But they caused significant damage. And also, keep in mind, this was a functioning toilet. So there was flooding in the building because of it. They escaped. They escaped in stolen vehicles, by the way. Yeah. But the prosecutor said, hey, this was carefully planned and executed. This wasn't just a willy-nilly, hey, we're going to go in, we see the toilet, we're going to take it. No, they planned this. I mean, yes, the guy sat on it and used it the day before. But they also left a trail of evidence in the form of forensics. They were caught on some video. There was some phone data as well. And this toilet, it is a beauty again, was stolen just days after it was installed. It has not been recovered. And they don't think that it's in one piece at this point. They think probably the whole idea of stealing this wasn't just to be funny.
Yeah, shatter it and sell off the gold, right?
Yes, yeah. So it's believed that they cut it up and they sold it. It was called America, the title, because keep in mind, it's...
The name of the toilet?
It's art. Well, it's supposed to be art. So yeah, it was titled America.
Huh.
And it was supposed to poke fun at excessive wealth, which makes sense. It's like, okay, maybe one family has a bidet, but no, this family, they got a gold toilet.
Jeez.
It weighed more than 215 pounds, and the value of the gold, that's the key. At the time, at least, obviously the value of gold changes, but it was $3.6 million.
Phew. Certainly appealing.
But that experience using it the day before he stole it was splendid.
And it's definitely worth more than my toilet. 12:55 on WTMJ. We've got news coming up in a moment. Then it's spanning the state. Get out and enjoy the weather, enjoy the games, and enjoy your weekend. And a reminder, you can subscribe to the Wisconsin's Midday News podcast. It's built by Siding Unlimited. Siding and a whole lot more. Text the word Midday to 855-616-1620. Gets you all the details back to your mobile device. Take us with you wherever you go. Listen at your leisure. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts to the Wisconsin's Midday News podcast.
Join your boy Tori Lowe and the Truth Team for our community cleanup on Saturday, April 12th. Go to truthcommunitycleanup.com to sign up to volunteer at one of our